Live from North Olmsted, Ohio, this is Square Table Degenerates Podcast.
My name's Pat. I'm a bachelor, single man of the group. Love pop culture.
And flat earthers don't believe that. But even there, from their point of view, if you ask them to look out the window, it's going to be flat. It's not going to be no fall. So that's what I'm saying. Somewhere along
how are you
lines,
a flat earther if you believe that the
because
space
I believe
station
in science. I believe in actual science. Well, I told my daughter that if in the event of a school shooting, what she needs to do is find a fat person and hide behind it.
Wait up, bitch.
I am actually losing weight, believe it or not, because I'm pretty much not eating.
Hey, this is William Hung, and you're listening to the Square Degenerates Podcast.
Smoke weed every day.
What up, everybody? Welcome. We're back live. I don't know if we have any viewers yet. It doesn't look like, but we're this is STD Podcast, Square Table Degenerates Podcast. It's Friday night. It's time to party. I'm Joey Edibles, baby, your host. With me to the box on the right is supposed to be Anthony Mayo, guest starring tonight. He's not here right now.
He's white.
Right, him is Pat Bulger. Patty B, what's up, man? How you doing, man?
Hey, good. How's everybody doing?
Pretty good, man. Way to bring some energy to the show there. Dennis is in the bottom of me. If we're doing the Olympic rings, he's South America on the Olympic rings. What's up, man?
I never realized that. Is that what those are for? There's 7 of them?
Yeah, there's 5 of them from 5 continents. Just the Americas, and then
all the many continents are there?
There's 7 total continents, but they count the Americas as 1, I think, for the purposes of that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, that makes sense, too.
Oceania,
you know.
Fuck yeah, man. All right, to the right of him is Mr. Tom Super Dad. What's up, buddy?
None. Hanging out.
He's got some people in the audience there. All right, for those of you who don't know, maybe you just joining us, you're watching this on the replay. This is a variety show we do here Friday night. Was it Friday or Saturday we do this?
Friday night.
I don't know. Fucking there's a shutdown.
Friday.
If you're watching this in like the year 2023, man, there's a shutdown going on. It's confusing. But it's Friday night, so we do this every Friday live. There's Mail. What's up, buddy?
What up?
There he is.
Chilling. But we do this every Friday, and what I got a hold of is Hurricane Peter McNeeley. Oh, we got a comment here. Stand by. I got to go to the comments.
It's a silly.
So I messaged Hurricane Peter McNeeley on the book on Facebook for those who don't know what the book is, and sure enough, he said, "Hell yeah, I'll do an interview with you, buddy." So we're gonna get into that in a second. Now, before we go into that, do any of you guys before this? I know some of you younger guys might not remember him, but do you guys remember Hurricane Peter McNeeley at all?
I barely remember him. I mean, I was like 11 years old when that big fight went on. So I could actually order the pay-per-view.
I was 5 years old.
Yeah.
5 years old? Oh, geez, man.
What year was this?
Mayo's only like 24 or 22 or some shit. I don't know.
I'm 30.
What year did this happen, though?
95.
It was 1995 was his Tyson fight.
Yeah, I was 10.
10?
There's a good chance I watched it, but I don't remember it, though.
You were probably I remember that at the time, it was everybody had a big party because Tyson was getting out of prison. It was his first match. So literally everybody got together and watched this shit. It's kind of.
You watch most boxing matches.
I remember the hype around the fight and the news about it, but I never actually got to watch it back then.
He gets into that interview. There's a good 3 months of hype, but okay. So before, without any further ado, let's just get right into it. Let's air this awesome interview. I did this yesterday afternoon. For those of you who are wondering, for the guys on the show, just mute yourselves. I'm going to mute you here in a second, but
Mute mode.
All right, hi everybody. This is Square Table Degenerates Podcast. We're joined today by Mr. Hurricane Peter McNeeley. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good. Hey, say your first name again.
My first name is Joe, Joe.
Joe. Hey. Joe, you know, things have been crazy here. As far as, like, because of the 25th anniversary of the fight with Mike Tyson, I've been getting a lot of interviews. And, you know, like I always say, when Mike Tyson's doing good, it affects me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's like a trickle down effect.
Right, like if he does good, then your name's back in the news, so you hear it for sure.
Exactly. And you know what? If it ain't rape, drug driving, or murder, it's all good news.
Pretty much. Now, you were born in Boston? Were you born in Massachusetts? Where were you born?
I was born. Yes, I was. I was born in Boston.
Okay.
But my father, as many know, my father fought for the heavyweight championship of the world.
Okay.
And we will come back to that because history repeated itself. But we will come back to that. So my father fights for the championship of the world. My parents had 4 boys. My mom had 4 boys, no girls. And it was, at that time, Medfield was just a little town with only one traffic light. And it was just a real little town in the middle of, about half an hour west of Boston. And my father, after he fought for the championship world, they bought a home there. And my grandparents lived in Medfield as well, and my mother's parents. And it was a much simpler time. It was awesome, Now,
did you go into boxing because of your dad? I mean, was your grandfather a boxer too?
Like, I'm a 3rd generation.
Oh, nice.
I'm a 3rd generation professional boxer. My grandfather, I'll take you over and show you.
Okay.
My grandfather was on the 1928 Olympic boxing team.
Oh, wow.
That's my grandfather right there.
Oh, how cool.
Can you see? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. Perfect. That's awesome.
And, that was Tom McNeeley Sr. And I, sad to say, I never met them. I never met my grandfather. He died 2 years before I was born.
That was the same way. Both my grandparents were dead before I was born too. Both sets.
But,
yeah.
but I was lucky, and I was blessed that my grandfather, my mother's father, my mother's mother, they were awesome. They lived in Medfield too. I mean, I could go on and on about and my mother's father, my grandfather. He was a huge boxing fan too. And I couldn't tell you how many, the big thing was, I'd go to his place on a Saturday, cut the grass, and watch the fights on free TV.
I remember those days. Those days. Now,
how old are you? Joe, how old are you?
I'm 43. So I graduated in 95, in high school in 95 when you were boxing Tyson there. Well, how old are you when you did your first amateur match? When you first got in the again, like a story that's unheard of. Like, to get to the level where I got as a pro, I mean, these guys would have, at the minimum, 40, 50 amateur fights. And my competition around me had like over 100 amateur fights. And I only had 21 amateur fights. Wow. While I was going to college full time. That was actually one of my questions. You were actually going to college while you were boxing at the same time in amateur?
yes. I started between freshman and sophomore year in the summer. I started then because I went to Bridgewater State College, which is right next to the City of Champions, Brockton, Massachusetts, and that's was where. Now it was fall of 1987, and Marvelous Marvin Hagler had just fought Sugar Ray Leonard in one of the biggest pay-per-view events of all times. And we were Marvin Hagler fans growing up. My father knew Marvin, took us to see Marvin at his training camp and way the heck down on Cape Cod, and took us, I could go on and on, like great memories. But, I got older and things change in people's lives and whatever. But Marvin was still going strong, right? And that fight with Leonard, which is still a controversy today.
Oh, yeah.
Who won that fight? But that aside, when I walked into that gym in Brockton, it was a great gym, but people did not understand because they thought that because this world champion came from there, that it was like a great gym, but it was like, it was a war. It was a war up there every night. It was a war every night. There was no stopping, coaching, correcting, teaching, practicing. It was just, bang, 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 war every night. And that's good in the short run, but in the long run, it's not good. Things you're gonna, you're not gonna develop the way you should as a young amateur or as a young pro.
Now, did you graduate and then you go pro, or how soon after you graduated did you go pro, or how old were you when you had your first pro fight?
Well, I finished college, and I had an issue with credits.
Okay.
And like technically, I didn't graduate till '96.
Okay.
But when I finished in '91, and then as it turned out, I ended up having more credits than I needed. I mean, it was bizarre. It was a whole strange, odd thing, but whatever. Hey, whatever. And hey, I got my diploma right over there, and that diploma is like right here with all my boxes. You see all my boxing memorabilia.
Oh, nice.
But what right here? Right here.
Oh, congrats, man. Good deal.
My college diploma.
Yeah, I was the same way. I was like 28 when I finally got my college diploma too. So I'm right there with you.
I mean, really? When I got the diploma, I was 27.
Okay.
But I was done with school. I was 23. Like when 22. I was 22. I was 22 when I was done at Bridgewater State College. I was done, and whatever. I got my college diploma, and you know what? Have I used it? Have I used it? No. But let's just say somebody called me tonight and said, Peter, hey, we got a great job for you, boss. all expenses paid. Everything's on us. Well, do you have a college diploma? Sure. All right, you're hired. But like, hey, there are many people out there that never graduated high school or college and became millionaires.
Oh yeah.
Became big business. So I mean, who's to say what? Who's really? Hey, nice lid.
You like it?
Nice hat.
That's my Indian. That's my Cleveland Indians have a World Series logo on it. That's my favorite one.
Ooh, the Indians, the tribe. Ooh.
Heck yeah. Now, when you were out there with your first boxing match, you were probably what, 23, something like that. When you your first pro fight.
My first amateur fight that I was almost 19. The first one that I won, I was 19. And then my first pro fight, I believe I was 20. Yeah, I was 22, but I was like 5 weeks away from turning 23.
Okay. Now, when you first started out, were you a heavyweight to start out with, or was there any cruiserweight, or was it heavyweight right from the bit?
Well, it's funny you should say that, because now I was always in the amateurs. Heavyweight was between 178 and 201.
Okay.
Was the amateur heavyweight. Anything over 201. Spark it up, baby. Anything over 201 pounds was a super heavyweight.
Oh wow.
And today in the pros, it's anything over 175 to 200 pounds is heavyweight.
Okay.
And anything over 200 pounds is, I'm sorry. Anything over 170, like if you're over 176 pounds, you're a cruiserweight.
Okay.
If you're 198 pounds, you're a cruiserweight. If you're 205 pounds, you're a heavyweight.
Okay. Now you go out there for your first match. I looked this up. I looked up on your
my first one fight, I was 196 pounds. So I was at that time, back then, I was 1 pound into the heavyweight division.
And I looked this guy up. His name was Van Dorsey, and it says you knocked him out in 50 seconds. Now going into this fight, the man. Did you meet this guy before? Did you know you were going to kill him? I mean, how did you know? What was your confidence level? Your first pro fight going in there?
We met each other at the pre-fight. It was a big night of boxing at like what they call here, Boston University. It was on Nickerson Field, which was like a big, college football field.
I think that's where the Boston Braves used to play back in the day, if I'm not mistaken.
I was just going to say that because my father was old school. My dad was old school. And he'd always say, it's at the old Braves field.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's the old Braves field. You're dead right. You're on the money. Wow.
Now, when you went in there, obviously there's fight.
Somebody knows their Boston history.
Oh yeah, I do my homework. Don't believe it. Better believe that. I do my homework on Pateville. Now, when you were out there and you knocked him down, do you remember what kind of punch you used? How you smoked him, or how was it?
I remember it like it was this morning.
How was that feeling winning that first pro fight?
See what it was again, this was a big show on that field, on the old Braves field. But was a big show, and they like, but I was the first on the second fight of a marathon night of like, I think it was like 15 fights that night.
Wow.
And I was like the first or second pro fight to, like, it was still daylight. It was still daylight. So, it was because like by 10 fights later, they had to turn the lights on in the field.
15 fights. How long would a 15 fight card take? How long was that?
Again, that's all subject of reason, because there could have been 10 knockouts, or there could have been 10 fights that went the distance.
10 long, huge fights, or 10 quick knockouts for sure.
Yeah. So again, it's all subject to reason.
Now I was looking on there too. I was looking at your page. It said you went 24-0 before you ended up losing to somebody. Now, that 24 wins is pretty damn impressive. I don't care what anybody says about boxing. Like, to beat 24, I mean, imagine walking down the street and you point out 24 people and you knock them all out. That's unheard of.
Hey, also, it's like, I don't care. Hey, go and win 24 games of basketball, or go win 24 games of friggin' tiddlywinks, whatever. Like, go ahead, but
you don't do it. It's impossible. It's impossible to do something like that. Now, your first loss to Mr. Stanley Wright. Now, did that really? Did you learn anything from that? Did you remember that guy? Do you remember that fight like it was yesterday too? How'd you deal with that emotionally?
The guy. Well, number one, the guy was 7. He was like 7 feet. He was 6'10".
Oh, jeez.
And I beat this guy so bad. I mean, it was just like my manager really used to say, you beat guys and you take something from them. He's like, you beat these guys and you beat them so bad. Like, the guy was in. My manager, Vinny, was very friendly with his guy, his manager. And he said, the guy said he was puking blood and pissing blood for 2 weeks. I mean, that's, that is from a straight body attack. Just a straight up body. Like, I beat this guy's body like nobody before or since. And Vinny said that his manager said, like, he's like, yeah, the guy's gonna be lucky if he's able to fight again in months. It's gonna take him probably 3 months to recover from the beating. It's a crazy, thankless game.
Oh, I can imagine, man. You see when you're at the boxing. To me, from what I've gathered, watching boxing leaders, you can get the highest of highs, but you can also get the lowest of lows too. You know what I mean? Just it's such a life swing, some of that.
Hell yeah!
Now, I got a random question for you. I've always wondered this, and now the last fight you did before Tyson, there was this guy named Frankie Hines, and I looked up this record. It was 14-68-2. Now, if you're like, how do you get a pro boxing record? Is it basically you just stay healthy and then you can go out and get whatever? Like, if I wanted to go train right now and register and I wanted to go box, I could get a 0-1 record. How does that even work?
We still have guys like that today. So don't get it twisted. They still have guys like that today. Like, I was reading something, just like a day or two ago about somebody that was, his record was 14 wins, 14 losses. But these guys have a purpose.
Oh, yeah.
They have a purpose, and that purpose is like, all right, the guy might have lost 14 fights, but the guy might have went in losing. He might have went 4 rounds, 6 rounds, 8 rounds, or 10 rounds. You know, like 4 times. You would say the guy goes 10 rounds 4 times out of 10, but he loses the decision. You know, see, there's a process and a procedure. You know that, like every win on your record means something. You know, to you at that time. Like I fought this guy 3 times, and everybody in this area knew him. His name was Jimmy, and Jimmy Harrison. And now Jimmy, again, had a record like that, I don't know, his record was like 8 wins and 40 losses, but he would go the rounds, and he fought like a lot of big names, like Razor Ruddock. This guy fought a lot of big names.
Okay.
And Shannon Briggs. I mean, you know, and it just goes to show you that everybody does it. Everybody, I don't care if you're Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson, or Peter McNeeley. Everybody does it. Everybody does it. Everybody does it.
Now, at the time
by the way, my father did it in his career.
All right, now what were you? Now I was reading up on the background of some of the Tyson fight. Now it says you were ranked 7th in the WBF at the time I was
number 7 by the WBA, and I was number 10 by the WBC. But like to this day, people say, "Wow, you fought for the championship of the world," and I'll say to them, I'll be like, No, I didn't. Because Mike Tyson had just got out of prison. It was not the champion. I was his first right out of prison. So, like, the fight was a 10-round scheduled main event. That's all it was.
Okay.
It was a 10-round scheduled main event.
Now, where were you when you first they first contacted you about this, and then they said, "Hey, we want you to fight Tyson"? How did they notify you back then? What was the deal with that?
It was talked about for months, and then but no, like you don't really know till you sign that contract.
Oh yeah.
And now at that time, I was already under. We were already under contract, and with Don King Productions. I put it this way. Whether it was like a lot of people remember this, when Oliver McCall knocked down Lennox Lewis in London, they came back to Vinny calls me up. He's like, "Peter, we have to be at matter of fact, I was up in like Burlington, Vermont. I was way up there. My Vinny calls me up. He's like, "Pete, I don't mean to cut your weekend short, but we gotta be at the Rainbow Room at Rockefeller Plaza at 8:00 in the morning." So, I mean, I jumped in the car and I drove back to to Medfield, and then the next one I got up early and drove down to Braintree, which is right out, like literally, like one town away from the Boston City line, and so and Vinny looks at me and goes, "I want you to know where you were when I tell you you're gonna fight for the heavyweight championship of the world." And the next thing I know, like we get on a shuttle, we get on like basically an hour plane ride to New York City. Not even, maybe like 50 minutes. Go down to Rockefeller Center, and there's this big press conference, and I'm just a kid from Medfield now, seeing all this stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, wow, man, wow, this is cool. And it was like Peter McNeeley. This is your life. It was cool.
Now the trip down to Vegas and the fight itself. Now, did they fly you in and they took you in a limo, or how did that work? And did you meet a bunch of celebs before the fight? Did you meet Tupac or anything like that? How did that work?
It's funny because people do not know this either. But now you figure when we actually signed the contract to fight Mike Tyson, it was the first week of May, 95, and we flew out to Vegas. Huge press cards were being run by Don King, and Joe, and I'm on one side. This is me, myself, and Vinny, and Cliff, my assistant trainer, Cliff Pippin. We're on one side of the stage, and Mike Tyson's on the other side with his guys, his team, and Don King said a few things, and Dad Mike Tyson come and say a couple things, and then Dad me come up and say a couple things, and then myself and Mike met in front of the stage, and you know what? Mike Tyson looked me right in the eye, stuck his hand out, shook my hand, and said, "Good luck."
Nice.
I respected that.
That's awesome.
I respected that. And,
how soon? What was the exact date of the fight? Was it later that year or later that May?
August 19th, 1995. So you're talking this press conference was May 9th.
That's 3 months of hype. 3 whole months.
Yeah, all the hype, but in reality, what it was Mike had just gotten out of doing time, right. And he had to get ready. He had to.
Okay.
And he was wearing this beautiful suit, and so you couldn't tell what kind of shape he was in. You could tell he was not heavy. He was not heavy.
Right.
He was already because the word is that he did 1,000 push-ups a day, 1,000 sit-ups a day in jail. Hey, I don't care if you do. Hey, you do 100 a day. After so many years doing that, you're gonna be in some kind of shape.
Oh yeah. If you work out, you're just gonna get in shape, man. It's just the bottom line of working out. Now, when you were those 3 months, were you training extra hard as opposed to your normal schedule, or what was your regimen like? How many hours a day would you work out?
Well, I'll tell you what. We had a training camp in July. All right, well, back to the fight. They see because Mike was so like Mike was just a little like sick of whatever, like talking to people, doing interviews. Like he says, I'm only talking to Charlie Steiner on ESPN, the guy for the Showtime infomercial, Steve Albert, and Larry King Live. Like he had like a special relationship with all those guys. He said that's it. Those are the only people I'm talking to.
Okay.
So, in effect, who did they come after now?
You?
Yours truly. And like the going joke was that I did the most amount of interviews in the shortest amount of time.
How many? What was your favorite interview you did in that 3 months leading up to the fight? Would you say?
I listen. Like I was on Letterman. I was on Letterman. I was on Leno. I was on Larry King Live too.
Nice.
I would have to say both Letterman and Leno were pretty cool. Pretty good because I mean, like now with Leno, like Letterman was in New York City, so again, we had a press conference with Tyson. We did Leno. Like people don't know. Well, I guess they know a little bit, but they filmed both of those shows in the afternoon. They just do a tape delay and put it on at 11, 11:30, but so we another shuttle ride to New York City, and we did that. Then the next day, we had a press conference with Tyson in Harlem, New York.
Oh, geez. In the 90s, too. Wow.
Yeah. No, I didn't care. I was like, let's go. Giddy up.
Buckle up. Now, the night of the fight, what were your nerves?
Giddy up. Not buckle up. Giddy up.
Giddy up, baby. Giddy up. What were your nerves like when you were just standing there, walking into the ring, all them 15,000 people? How many people are at the MGM Grand looking at you? Millions and millions of people on pay-per-view on TV. Probably the biggest, most eyes you'll ever be on you. What are your nerves like? What is that? What's going through it?
It broke the pay-per-view record of all time that night. That was a PPV record breaker.
Oh yeah.
But again, I'm smart enough to know I was just the co-star. Mike Tyson. They were there to see Mike Tyson.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was not the main attraction. I was the co-star, But like Don King said, listen, and you could tell by the way I fought. I went in to win that fight.
I watched it just yesterday. It's been like 20. I probably haven't watched it since maybe once since it aired. I remember watching it when it first aired, and you just came out and you just said, "Screw it, I'm just gonna go after you, just everything you wanted."
Fuck this! I'm going right out.
One chance this kid, man. I respect the hell out of it.
Who knows? Maybe he's just a little off his game, being out 3.5 years. Maybe he's a little bit off. Maybe he doesn't want this anymore. Who really knows? Who knows? So I'm getting the chance. I'm fucking taking it.
Hell yeah. Now, did you when the fight ended? Did you want it to end? Because I mean, you theoretically could have went a little bit longer, but I know that's usually up to the fighter. Did you want it to end, or did you want to keep going?
Everybody can say whatever the hell they want, but the bottom line is this. Now, the first, I'll tell you like this: the first knockdown, I was off balance, and he did catch me, like his speed was just so blind. It was blinding fast speed. I mean, at fight time, he was 216 pounds. I mean, that's blinding fast speed with power.
Oh, yeah.
With power. So now that all being said, the first knockdown. Now I will say this: you zig when you should have zagged. I was all balanced. But he caught me with a good straight right. Now yes, he caught me. I went down, but as you saw, I was right back up before
Oh, yeah. Like that.
woman's lady started to count. And fine. And then went right back at him again. And at the end, I was caught with what is Mike's best punch, which is the uppercut.
Oh, yeah. Deadly.
Probably one of the best uppercutters of the modern era of boxing.
Oh, yeah. Easily, I would say.
So I took that, but I have a special film that my brother Tom, my father's brother Tom is in the business.
Okay.
My oldest brother Tom was a producer for ESPN.
Okay.
I had a producer for ESPN for over 25 years.
Okay.
So he had connections that got me the raw footage of the Tyson fight.
Oh, nice.
From like 5 different angles.
Okay.
And you could see clear as day. That second knockdown. Now, you look like you were fine. Hey, fuck you. You take that, but you tell me how it feels. So, but the bottom line is this: when I went down on my face.
Oh.
When you go down on your face, and then the last thing that leaves the canvas when you pull your face off it and you're struggling to get up. The last thing that leaves the canvas is your gloves. That tells you something is wrong.
I never knew that. So you're saying if I'm watching a boxing match and the face falls first and they get up, last thing is their gloves, they're in trouble, kind of.
You know what? Like I think now when I went down, I think because I really don't remember because he caught me a good shot. No, but that all being said, I think I got my hands up like the last second before my face really hit the canvas hard, which maybe that was luck. Maybe I did hit it with my face. I don't know. I don't remember. But the bottom line is there's enough pictures and film out there that shows that it's just a say, it's all rocket science, right?
Oh yeah.
It's all
now, would you say, in your opinion, is Mike Tyson the hardest person to hit you physically in terms of the guys you faced your whole career?
Like I said, combine the speed with the power. I mean, come on, what? Come on.
Yeah,
come
that was a hell of a cut, man. He just
no. And that's what the thing is with Mike Tyson that people just don't understand. And I say this all the time. All right. Figure this: if you're over 200 pounds,
yeah, I'm about 240.
Say what?
I said I'm about 240. I would say 245.
Woo! All right, right now I'm still the same as what I weighed 25 years later. I'm 1 pound heavier than
Good job.
what I weighed for the weigh-in. At the weigh-in, I weighed 224. Mike weighed 220. They re-weighed us 1 hour before the fight. You know, you're warming up. You know, you're doing your thing. And you know, we both lost 4 pounds.
Oh wow.
I was 220. He was 216.
Okay.
And right now, today, I'm 225 pounds.
Nice. Good job, man. Good stuff. Staying in shape. I like it. Now, do you remember?
You got it.
We have a connection besides you know, just doing this interview. We both worked for Pizza Hut back in the 90s. Now, do you remember your Pizza Hut commercial?
Woo!
You were, I remember, I was a senior in high school in 94, 95. And when Pizza Hut was first coming out with the stuffed crust pizza, I remember it like the first couple weeks before it came out. And for those who don't remember, well, you describe it. Do you remember that commercial? How did they come to you about that? And tell us about that Pizza Hut commercial, if you remember anything about that.
Very, very, you know, quickly done. Like quickly done, hush hush, because they don't want to let their secrets out. You know what I mean?
Good pizza. If one could say you're kind of the father of the stuffed crust pizza, if you think about it. There's no stuffed crust pizza before Hurricane Peter McNeeley.
With these gray hairs of the grandfather.
Kind of looks like a stuffed crust pizza there you got going with your beard. Almost. What
No, all right, so but like now here's one for you. The first commercial we did was for, and nobody knew. Nobody had any idea what this was going to become, what it was going to be. I says, really? He says, we're going to Los Angeles to do a commercial. I says, great, let's do it. I goes, well, what's the commercial for? He goes, I don't know, some computer thing. It was for America Online.
America Online. You know it's funny you just mentioned America Online. I just talked to the guy who did the sounds. Remember, You've Got Mail and all that? I just interviewed him last week on this show. That's so funny you mentioned it. That's crazy. Now do you I got a couple other things. Do you remember the butter?
Wait. So that was the first commercial.
Okay.
That Universal Studios in LA, you know, like you just, you know, and guess who directed the commercial?
Who?
Worked side by side with him for 9 hours. I had no idea who he was, but me and Vinny was huge Seinfeld fans.
Oh, no way.
I still watch Seinfeld every night.
I love Seinfeld. What's your favorite Seinfeld episode of all of them?
Yada yada yada.
Yada yada one when she yada yada sex.
I'm joking. I like yeah, I love the it's the Merv Griffin show.
Oh, when he steals all that stuff from that dumpster and Kramer's working there.
Yeah.
I love that one. And we're back. And there's like, what are we talking about?
Sorry. But
Now,
wait. So I worked side by side for 9 hours with Ben Stiller.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Ben, now at this time, like I didn't know who he was.
Yeah, the 90s
like,
Ben Stiller was like the Ben Stiller show and all that.
So then he says to me, but you gotta remember, when that show was on, I was either still in the boxing gym or I was driving home from the boxing gym. So I wasn't watching that show. No. But Vinny goes, you know Frank Costanza on Seinfeld? Like, yeah. He's like, in real life, that's his father. Meaning Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller.
Yeah. No, yeah, because Ben Stiller was on MTV back then.
King of Queens. King of Queens. Arthur.
Do you remember? There was another fight. I saw there's one other fighter here online. But,
He just died.
yeah, a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I remember that. That's sad. Now, do you remember your Peter McNeeley fight? Or no, the Butterbean fight. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Do you remember fighting yourself with the? But
listen, the Butterbean fight was a screwed up deal from the word go. Like with Tyson, I was 26. Now I'm 29, almost 30. It just was a screwed up deal from the word go. Like, with Tyson, the fight was, like from the day we signed a contract, as we just discussed, it was 4 months. Yeah, I could get ready for 2 Tyson fights in 4 months.
It's a long time to train for sure. Oh yeah.
But with the Butterbean fight, it was like what do you call it? It was
like an exhibition.
Month notice, and it was it was a Bob Arum show.
Okay.
Was, Don King and Bob Arum were like back then, like arch enemies, and it just and now if you notice in that fight, I was never knocked down.
I actually was going to say that was in my notes here, so I was going to ask you. I think that fight
never knocked down.
You could have won that.
Never hurt. Never, and then they stop the fight with wherever he jumps in and stops it.
It was right before the bell too, like 6 seconds left in the round.
No. At 2:59.
Oh,
1 second.
1 second left. That's bullshit.
The bell rang. The bell rang. Actually, the bell rang.
That's horrible, man.
So not. And something else. I'll give Butterbean a little bit of credit. Butterbean got in shape for me. For he usually fought between 340 pounds, between 340 and 360 pounds.
Man.
But for me, he got in shape. He weighed 311 or 312.
Yeah, that's a lot lower than he usually boxes for sure.
Yeah. So he took it way more seriously. I give credit. Now that all being said, he had quick hands. He knew how to box, but you know what? Considering he outweighed me by 99 and a half pounds, couldn't bust a grape, couldn't punch. Never had me down.
No, he didn't fall once, not one time.
Not even close. Couldn't punch.
Now, when it was getting time to wrap it up for your career, what was it, about 2001, 2002? How old were you when you decided to quit? And when did you know?
Hold on, 1 second. Hold on, 1 second. We're running out of juice here, so we gotta get the charger.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Uno momento. I should have had this done today. I apologize.
Oh, no problem at all.
Let's make sure we got the right one here. No, that's not it. That's not it. Hey, 3 strikes and you're out, right?
Baseball and life, I guess, right?
Yep. All right, there we go. And you know what? We're gonna get a drink. We're gonna get a little something to drink.
All right, for sure.
We get a little something to drink to wet our whistle. I'll be right. Oh, oh God. Why? You're right there.
All right, no problem. Take your time. For sure.
I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble.
My man Peter, what's up, buddy?
All right. Hey, Joe. Like Jimi Hendrix says, hey, Joe. Like Jimi Hendrix says, hey, Joe.
Where are you going with that gun in your hand? That's my favorite. That's one of my favorite songs.
Oh, hey. Oh, my God. You finished it, boy. Oh, my God. That was sexy.
All right, so how old were you at the time when you decided this is going to be it for Peter McNeeley in boxing?
You know what? It really didn't, like, all right. What happened, like, it was odd. It was very odd because see, I lost my last 2 in a row. They were scheduled 12-round championship fights. You know, like, and again, we joked about Tyson fight being a 10-round main event. People are like, oh, you fought a title. But in reality, I did not fight for scheduled 12-round fights, so my last 2 pro fights. And what happened was the second last was against Henry Akinwande. I mean, like, this guy was 6'8". And now for a white guy, I got a long reach. They measured tip to tip, you know, wing tip.
Right.
And mine's 74. For a white guy, it's okay. No, I'm not. Mine aren't extremely long. They're not short. A lot of mine are longer than the average man. The average man walking the street out there, and if I have to use that reach, it's got like a little kick at the end. but anyways, that being said, Akinwande's reach was like mine was. His was 86.
Ooh, jeez.
Now this is a known thing. Your reach, your wingspan is equal to your height. 9.9 times out of 10. Your wingspan is equal to your height.
Right. How long you go this way and this way?
Yeah. Yep.
That was in South Africa, right? Cape Town, South Africa.
No. Akinwande was in Tallahassee, Florida. It was St. Patrick's Day. On March 17th, 2001. And so now, like, you know, I'm not great at the end of the winter, or, you know, like, cause, you know, where we live, I don't know about where you live, where I live, you know, you're not doing as much road work you're not doing as much road work in December, January, February as you are in, you know, May, June, July, October, you know, like in Massachusetts, New England, you know, well, back then, I would run you know, shit, I'd run any time, but you're just not doing as much running in January, late December, January, a good portion of February. You're not running as much as you are. March, April, May, June, July, October, July, August, September, October, November. You're doing way more. You're not doing as much road work.
Oh yeah.
Now then, like we ended up getting hit with like a freako slow ice storm. It was like March. It was March, like 9th or 10th. And, next thing you know, but, myself and my little brother were living at my mom's house. My mom was in Florida, and we were there, doing great. And this blizzard hit, it was all ice and a bunch of freaking ice went on a branch in our, my mom's yard. The branch fell on the wire to the house, pulled the wire out of the house. There was a wire that controlled the furnace and the electricity. It just, like Don King says, only in America. Well, only to Peter McNeeley.
Do you ever miss it? You ever sit around just on a random Tuesday or Wednesday, just like, man, I'd like to be back in the ring one last time, or you're just like, that boat sailed. I'm here enjoying my life now.
You know what? I had 54 pro mics. It'd be, and I had like the 37 before Tyson. We did 37 fights.
Oh wow!
In 44 months.
It's a lot of boxing.
It's like a fight. There was a fight every. If you tried to figure out, it was a fight every 5 weeks for less than 4 years.
Wow. So what are you doing with yourself these days? What are you just hanging out, living life, or what?
Yeah. Like I did work as a laborer for Jesus, like 12, 13 years. I was a laborer, and now I'm just relaxing, man.
I forgot to ask you one question before we get out of here. Where did you get the nickname? Where did you get the nickname Hurricane from? You're in Boston. It doesn't get hit with hurricanes. Where did you get that nickname?
Funny you should ask. All right. Back to Nickerson Field, Boston University.
Reyes Field, baby.
Pro debut. August 23rd, 1991. Boston got hit by it. And the fight almost got canceled or postponed by Hurricane Bob.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Same day.
So I said, Hurricane Peter McNeeley.
That's perfect. I never knew that story. That's cool. Outstanding, my friend. Well, thank you for joining me on this. I'm going to air this on Friday night at 9:30 if you want to watch it, okay?
Joe,
yes, sir.
How would I watch?
It's on YouTube, so I can just send you the YouTube link.
Right,
and before you go, can you give me like this?
I love my wife. I love my wife, Anna Rita McNeeley. Anna Rita McNeeley.
How long you been married?
I've been married for over 3 years. We've been together for almost 6 years. She's awesome.
Okay.
She's awesome.
Can you give me a hey, this is Peter McNeeley, and you're listening to the Square Table Degenerates podcast?
Okay. So we go like this. All right. Give me the title again.
The STD podcast.
You know what STD is? I had that STD before I fought Mike Tyson.
It's Square Table Degenerates. We call STD for short.
Mine was scared to death. STD, scared to death. Everybody else always thinks sexually transmitted disease. All right. Okay. So give me what you want to say again.
All right. Say, this is Peter McNeeley, and you're listening to the STD podcast.
This is Hurricane Peter McNeeley. Listen to the STD podcast.
Perfect. Thank you, Mr.
Go ahead. If you don't listen, I'm gonna wrap you in a cocoon of horror.
Just like you did that one night. Outstanding, Mr. McNeeley. Thanks for joining me, my friend. We'll talk to you, bud.
Thank you, Joe. Have a great night. God bless everybody out there in the boxing world.
All right, for sure. Take it easy, brother.
Thank you.
Stand by while I unmute everybody. Hold on. If you guys are out there, unmute yourself if you don't.
There you go. I'm going to wrap you in a cocoon of horror.
I got somebody to add here. Hold on. I'm going to see if Pat's going to join us. I'm going to see if I can get Pete McNeeley to join us live. Hold on.
For like a drug deal.
So what you guys think?
Oh,
Was that awesome or what?
That was great. I loved it.
We're back live. We're live.
Scared to death.
That was great.
I like that.
Yeah.
You were scared? Yeah, I know I would never get in the ring with a fucking heavyweight. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
No,
Can you imagine getting in the ring with Mike Tyson?
Scared to death.
Yeah, I would never get.
It also probably doesn't help.
I mean, Tyson, even to this day, like, I feel like
his life was made. He got uppercutted by Mike Tyson. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Would y'all take
I'd take a punch from Mike Tyson if you give me. I'll do it for $100.
$40 million. Right now, I feel good for about $80.
No,
without a boxing glove?
Would you rather an uppercut or
with headgear or without headgear?
Or a hook, I mean. A hook or uppercut?
Yeah, you get to choose head or gut.
Oh, are you talking? So we're talking if hit to the gut or hit to the face? How much would you do?
It's a punch from Tyson, man. I'll do $100, man.
$100. That's it.
Yeah, but where you gonna let him hit you?
Man. It's Tyson. Man.
Yeah, that $100 wouldn't even pay for the amount of aspirin you need.
I do it for free.
So what would you take a hit from Peter McNeeley for right now?
Right now?
No way.
Peter McNeeley can hit you.
If we want to do this, we can fucking arrange it. We can get you on the plane. Where is he? Is he in Florida or something?
Nope.
He's in Boston.
Oh, okay, he's in Boston still? Oh, okay. All right, well, we can get you on an airplane to Boston.
We're talking.
And then we can record it.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. I wouldn't take a punch from anybody.
Would you rather get hit by Peter or Butterbean?
Ooh.
Oh boy, I don't know. Butterbean now, or are we talking now or back in the 90s?
What's Butterbean doing nowadays?
I don't know exactly. I'm sure he's doing the same the rest of us, sitting around a fucking house.
Sitting around doing a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
Or is it Butterbean?
The one thing I forgot to ask. Go ahead.
Some of you guys got real jobs and you're sitting around doing nothing.
Hold on. I think he's joining us live. Hey, stand by, guys. Stand by. Right. McNeely's joining us live. Hold on.
Fuck.
No, it's down. That's down.
It's
down.
That's
I'm glad to see Don too.
What's up, Don? Hey, listen. If McNeeley joins us, if Peter McNeeley joins us, we got to. He said Dobie's awesome. That's awesome. One of you guys got to drop if Peter joins us. So I'll decide by Whoever has the darkest skin,
he
I'm really racist. We'll just do it.
Yeah, wasn't he just got here?
Well, if it's whoever has the
Don
darkest
looks like
skin,
Don.
that's gotta be
Don, are you
Pat
joining
at
us live from the?
Don looked bad. He looked like the cops made him go.
We're going by skin color. I don't know. I think
What about me?
the podcast is free of any racial discrimination. We will say that we're of fairness under Title 10 United States Code.
Well, the EOC always states we should have a 33% African American workforce. So I try to keep it like that. We got at least three. I mean,
Wait,
all
does the
all
podcast? Do we have an official?
Can't hear shit, man.
Policy. Do we have an official EEO policy?
we don't.
If it's available,
We should.
It's like the union finances. It's
It's
available.
rare that both black guys is on the podcast at the same time, though. So this is a rare moment right now. Like, this is great.
Yeah, if you know Don,
I mean, why?
don't get whatever cell phone company he has.
I like that shirt, man. This shit.
Dennis's shirt. Dennis is
Dude, I
bringing
didn't know what the fuck it was. I ordered it and I got it. Yeah, but guess what it is, dude? It's banana snorting cocaine. That's what this shirt
That's
is.
fucking awesome, dude.
What is this? I just wanted like a regular, like tropical shirt.
Pat, we're getting some feedback here from the audience. They say you should turn a light on. And you're holding
Every
some.
time, we go through this every time with Pat. Every time
I do whatever I want.
Pat's trying to hide his phone.
Comfortable right now. Leave me alone.
The CEO's been making his rounds. You guys gotta be quiet.
Pat's waiting.
Even when I turn the lights off, it's still brighter than his.
All right, we're going to try to bring Don back to the show. All right, Don, are you on a stable connection now, or are you in the middle of some parking lot in Warrensville?
He's still loading though on my page.
Yeah, he's still loading on the main page too. So
we need to get an official technology sponsor of the STD podcast.
so Don just needs to get a job that pays better minimum fucking wage and get a goddamn cell phone with an actual fucking connection. How about that?
But
All right.
yeah.
So
Meanwhile,
Joe,
people in China are over there using 5G.
What's up, Tom?
so Joe, that was a really good interview. I like that. That was funny. You got a lot of good questions.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I had so much fun doing it. Fucking McNeeley, Peter McNeeley is so fucking fun.
Yeah, he's so cool and chill.
I want to smoke with him.
Oh, dude, we could probably make that happen, dude. We could probably make that happen. To be honest with you.
Hey, we can
that'd be awesome.
You need to invent some sort of like Zoom weed.
Is he interested in coming to Vegas with us?
Oh, dude, do it. You know what? You ever remember that movie, The Hangover? We need to recreate that with Peter McNeeley. All the guys on our show.
In the Tyson
There
role.
was there. I mean, the black
Peter McNeeley in the Tyson role.
people in that movie had some crazy scenes though. Like,
Yeah, man. I don't think the black characters like Mike Epps, man. He's like shady. I want a cool black character to be like.
I want to steal a tiger and shit. Like, I'm trying.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about
Mike Tyson's cool. Mike Tyson's role is pretty cool. But.
So
If you
pretty
think
much
Tyson was funny.
it's gonna be Pat on the roof,
We gotta
right?
get him on the interview. We gotta find Tyson on here.
Yes, then we gotta lose Pat. We gotta all do.
Pat will be on the roof the entire time.
I'll be the guy that gets lost.
listen, I
I don't
don't
be the guy
want to
that gets lost.
decapitate. Hey,
You
go
don't
ahead,
see
Pat.
that guy.
We cannot decapitate a giraffe, though. Okay, we'll do everything else. I'm not doing that.
I'm not gonna decapitate under any circumstances.
No.
No,
That was seriously my favorite scene, though. When they're going,
It was sick. It was so sick. But it was funny. It was quite funny though.
I was just watching The Hangover not too long ago. Come to think about it,
that is The Hangover is fucking.
I made
Pretty
my
sweet.
son watch it.
That's a good movie.
How many did they come out with? A couple remakes after that. What was there? Part 2 and 3 with that too, or what?
Three,
Three of them.
and they're all the
Three.
same. They're all the same.
I seriously haven't seen. I haven't
Just
seen 2 or
different
3.
locales.
I don't remember 2 or 3 though.
You don't have to. You don't have to. Just the first one is the first
Yeah,
one's the only
it's-
good one.
I mean, obviously, Pat's right. These are the type of movies that are formulaic to the.
Well, when it's called The Hangover, you really can't like break the
fucking
paradigm.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, I guess you could do a spinoff. I don't know. You could do a Hangover spinoff. One was just Doug. Doug's the black. Yeah, the black Doug.
Like,
No, we gotta come up with a different animal though. Instead of we can't realistically get a tiger. That's not feasible. But what about like a hippo or something?
we could get a bobcat. We can't get
a bobcat or a giant alligator. Actually,
we could get a dog and we could dye it stripes. We could
get an alligator, then Don can wrestle it.
I mean, that'd be funny and shit too.
All right, for those of you out there, and there's 10 of us, 10 of you guys watching. It says on the screen here. Vote if you want us to do. We're going to try to redo the Hangover with Peter McNeeley instead of Tyson. But should we have an alligator instead of a tiger, or what was the other option we had? I forgot.
Alligator's cool.
I want an alligator. I want an alligator.
Or was it a hippo?
Fuck that.
Was it a hippo? No, not a hippo. It was something else. We just had a new idea.
A bobcat.
That's it. Because we can get both of those.
Coronavirus.
Hey, we can get both of those for under $200.
At least on Don and make him the pick.
I think we go with the bobcat. I
want a bobcat so bad.
Should we get? There's bobcat breeders in that cat group, dude. I'm telling you, the cat group.
So we're not. So we're definitely not doing the dinosaur.
I hope it ain't the one with Carol Baskin.
I think since Don's not here and he doesn't know how to get a fucking connection right, I think Don's the one in the bathroom with the fucking bobcat. What do you think?
Can we? No. Can we have? There's like tigers and shit out there in Vegas, right? Can we have Pat go dressed as Tiger King?
No, I think they got rid of the tigers ever since the fiasco.
Oh yeah, Siegfried got ate by the tiger.
Roy.
Some shit, didn't he?
Oh yeah, they attacked her. But one of the tigers attacked him. I remember that back in the day. And then
Well, no, didn't one of them die of the thing we can't talk about?
Yeah, he died from coronavirus.
Oh no!
That's what they said. I don't know.
You want to see something cool? Look at my shirt.
Nice.
I was not expecting that.
Wonderful.
This shirt gets so many more compliments, dude. It's
Plus,
fun.
everyone knows that today is Friday, so if you have a Hawaiian shirt, go ahead and wear it.
And jeans. You can also wear jeans in addition to your Hawaiian shirt. Okay. A boa constrictor eats a cute puppy. I don't want a boa constrictor to eat a puppy. That's not cool. Damn, Murph. That escalated quickly.
We don't want to get sued. We don't want to get sent the mail bomb by PETA.
If you're out there, do not feed your puppies to the boa constrictors. They will die. That's not cool. Your kids will start crying, and it's just not cool. You can't be doing that shit. No way. Do not feed your fucking animals to fucking snakes.
That's a bridge too far. Even for us.
Mayo's thinking about it now. Like, damn, if I got a pet raccoon and I fit it to my pet, what are those Burmese python and shit? We could swallow that fucker whole.
You know, I've had to do it because
notes and shit.
In high school, I had to feed. We had snakes in our anatomy lab, and I had to feed them rats like a couple times a week. So they were bald pythons. We had two of them.
My uncle had a python, and I think every time I go to his house, I always just miss the snake eating the rat, dude. Like I missed it every time. Like,
it stays there like a little lump in them for a while too. It's like, yeah.
I knew this dude back in the day. His name was Brian, but everybody called him Scooby. He was he was a baller, big baller. And he had two snakes. He had a fucking 14-foot python named Boss. It was like 400 some pounds, and he had a 9-foot python. It was an albino python named Goldie. And one day, this fucking python Boss, the 14-foot one, he got sick, right? So we had to take him to the vet. So it took 4 people to take this 14-foot fucking snake into the vet. Then we walked in the door, everybody split like it was a fucking Red Sea.
Really?
Oh, fun. I've never seen more people run.
I would have ran too. I'd have been like, "Fuck that."
You know what? Since I handled them a lot. I'm not afraid of them. But and plus, once they eat, they don't eat that often. They actually only eat like a couple times
a month.
Yeah. So they're not really gonna randomly try to eat you.
I imagine all the people with the little like cats and the little like wiener dogs would have just like.
Yeah,
because their pet's the same size as its food.
They probably hurried up and cuddled that thing. They're like, "Oh, okay."
There's this girl I went to high school with. Her name's Cheryl. She's probably not listening, but she has a pet, one of those pet snakes. But she tried to feed a pet mouse. They bought one of those feed mouses from the store or whatever, and she tried to feed it, and the fucking snake wouldn't eat it. So she ended up keeping the mouse as a pet as well. She's like one of those crazy animal lovers. She's like really into the Sea World and the blackfish and all that. She's really into that, so she keeps all these animals. It's so funny.
Let me make a joke about it.
Yeah. Oh man, I would always, man, I would love to have one of those big, expensive tanks, man. But it takes a lot of knowledge. Those saltwater tanks.
Oh, growing up, my brother had a pet snake. I think it was like 3 feet, maybe, pet snake. He lived in the basement, and then my mom's house. Snake got out of the tank. We never found it, ever. Like it just melted right out of the house.
Still out there?
This was like 20 years ago, where my brother had a pet snake.
You can show up literally anywhere,
and it was gone.
So, like pythons in particular, are like really good at getting out. Because the ones we had in the anatomy lab, we had to put like a cinder block on top of the thing that keeps the tank closed, and sometimes it would still be able to get out, and it would disappear for days and then come back when it got hungry.
My uncle flew a couple of times.
Yeah, they're good at escaping, man. It hurt to keep. So
I'm actually thinking instead of a bobcat now, we just go with the fucking giant snake.
Dude, there's probably a store in Cleveland somewhere.
How big?
Fucking enormous.
Well, we gotta ask: is Don afraid of snakes? If I'm let me ask everybody in the group: are you guys all? Who's not afraid of snakes? Anybody else besides me?
I mean, they're okay. I've never been like had a fear of them. I've held.
Would you be cool with like holding the snake on your shoulders for several minutes or hours over the series of a photo shoot?
I'll do that. I'll do it. I'll do it.
Because in this recreate we're gonna do, somebody's gonna have to be in the bathroom with the snake, as the tiger would be with. And I gotta watch that movie again, man, because I smoke so much.
Look, nobody's gonna give you the exotic pet for the night, man.
Stroke it.
Where are you gonna get something like that from?
Pat, you could actually pull off the fucking look of that Tiger King guy. I think if you did the.
Dude, you totally fucking could, man. You could do it, man.
Dye my hair.
Halloween is gonna be fucking epic.
I'm gonna be Zach Galifianakis since I'm kind of
chubby. You cowboy gun, you'll be in there, brother.
No, start doing the mullet. Start doing the mullet now.
Get you a mullet.
Yeah, what you gotta do, Pat, is just do not cut your hair or beard until fucking.
Okay, can we vote on what we want Pat to do with his hair until after Halloween?
But I'm saying grow it until then. That way we know what style we can use when we need you. You know what I mean?
Gonna frost it. We're gonna frost it.
I'm over.
Practice your accent.
I'm over Tiger King. That was 2 months ago. Let's move on to something else.
No, we can't move on. This country cannot move on from
until he get out of jail. I'm not moving on.
I still haven't watched it.
I'm still never gonna fucking watch that movie. Like I seriously don't give a fuck.
It's the greatest fucking thing.
I only watched the first episode, and it was just too much of people making bad decisions.
I'm the only one of all of us has seen it. Did you see it, Mayo?
Yeah.
Of course,
the first episode was horrible. It took the second episode to when shit started popping. The first episode, you like, what the fuck is this shit? But then the second,
well, I mean, the first episode's got everything.
It just went crazy. Like they said he was gay, and then after that, everything.
Well, you know what I did do? I did read the Wikipedia page on it, so I mean, I think I got.
There's going to be there's going to be a Tiger King scripted show. Got the green light with Nicolas Cage as.
He'll do anything.
I heard they was making a movie.
Are you serious?
Did they do
it's supposed to be an 8-episode show with Nicolas Cage. I don't know what platform is going to have it on, but
I gotta Google this now.
I heard they're making a movie.
He's gonna get his freedom. He's gonna get his freedom. If the show was good, Trump is gonna pardon him because he's in federal prison, right? So I think
Cage is?
Huh?
Nick Cage is in federal.
Yeah, I think so.
No, the Tiger King. Dude.
No, Tiger King.
He got like 20 years though.
Joe Exotic.
Now, Pat, where could you? How do you get frosted tips? What do you do? How does that work? Do you know? You gotta know.
I have no idea. I never got fucking frosted tips.
You watched the fucking show. How do you not know about the guy's hair?
They didn't talk about how they got frosted tips. That's what the documentary was about.
God damn it,
we talked about getting frosted tips.
Ain't nobody talking about this shit.
Right? Like everybody was talking about it, dude. Like in your fan groups and your boards and shit, and talk about that. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, there's a whole episode where he talks about how he got frosted tips. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Like, all y'all Reddit group, cool, and I look like I'm in jail. Like all y'all backgrounds look, except Pat's, but the rest of y'all.
Don't include me.
That's just nice because I live with a white person, so.
I look like I'm sitting right next to Joe Exotic. Like,
Dude, your shit looks like the beginning of a Taliban video where they like.
I've never been with the black man. What do you think?
You're gonna make Anthony give a statement and shit.
I'm like, what's up, y'all? They got me trapped out here in this bitch.
Now you would pay for your debt to the American.
Let me hit my mouth first.
He's be sitting there like nothing at all is wrong with me at all. I'm not being held captive, and there's plenty of mayonnaise. Plenty of mayonnaise is here.
Being held captive.
Dude, nobody takes black people hostage. It's totally pointless. Like nobody's gonna negotiate for a release.
Yeah. What comedian made that joke where it was like
Dave Chappelle? Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, it was so funny.
Good old Chappelle, man. So I'm not gonna lie, dude. That interview was seriously fucking fun. That McNeeley is fucking awesome, man. We're gonna have to hit him up again if go out there.
Yeah. He'll be a fan of the show.
I mean, he was so patient too with being interviewed. He just like he answered all your questions, man. It was great.
What I liked about him too, what I thought was awesome about him interviewing is that he might have been just doing whatever as he was obviously smacking a vape, drinking a little bit, but when you could see in his eyes when he was talking about boxing, every detail was still there right in his brain like it was yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
It was so amazing.
I looked up Tyson's weight for that fight. He was dead on 216. So yeah, he remembers all the details. Obviously,
he remember that shit.
His career.
I mean, it's cool. It's cool. He was smoking and all that shit. Because Joe was smoking too. Like,
who doesn't? He's in Massachusetts. It's legal there now too.
Yeah, man. That's probably
I think there's like 23 states now where it's legal.
Yeah, it's like 13 is a full rec, and it's well over 20, 25 or 30. I think it's close to for medical for sure.
Halfway.
Where I'm headed next week, Arizona. You could do it.
Half of the U.S. Token.
You gotta have a medical card though, like here. So.
Well, you could use the Ohio card down in Arizona, I think, right?
Probably. Yeah, I think they accept out-of-state cards.
Okay. Well, so everybody, this is Dennis might join us later remotely, but this is gonna be Dennis's last weekend up in Cleveland. Not to put all his business out there. He's going down to Arizona. Everybody knows that. Thank you, Dennis, for your service in Ohio and all that stuff. But yeah, man. So it's going to be a fun trip, bro. So when you're going down to Arizona, the key to the whole trip is don't get pulled over by police. That's it.
I've done that trip. I've done this drive to and from Arizona, so basically cross country and back. But it's been like almost 10 years. So,
dude, I drove through Phoenix, Arizona whenever they had the Super Bowl down there. Whatever year it was.
I don't think I was there then. But anyway.
And it was all because we were driving home from Carson City, Nevada, was bringing my aunt's car back home because she moved from Carson City to Ohio back to Columbus. And we made a wrong turn and shit and ended up from Vegas. We ended up in Phoenix, Arizona and shit. It was around the time of the Super Bowl. Because we were
you're like maybe this is like
That's 5 hours the opposite way.
That's a nice drive across country because you get to see so much different geography, like mountains.
We drove
Great Plains.
Man.
And you pass through the Ozarks. You pass through like Indianapolis, like St. Louis.
Yeah, that shit was a great drive. We just got lost. And ended up in Phoenix, Arizona. But it was around the time of the Super Bowl. Like I seen them out the tailgating and they had the big ass blowing up Super Bowl thing. It was raw, dude. I wanted to go. I said, we here now, shit. I know somebody listen to it.
We had a Super Bowl in Detroit, man. It was all right, but it wasn't that fun for the time that was there. I was really young too.
Everything's on lockdown when the Super Bowl comes down. It's really not fun at all if you're not involved in the
festival. Right, if you're local, it's not fun, man.
Yeah,
but look, I said, we ain't driving 7 hours back to Vegas and starting over. So I looked on the map and we went this little shortcut, this little road I found on the map, but it didn't show no mountains. We pulled up to this mountain. That shit was scary, man. Like it was no guardrails.
Yeah,
It was
drop off. Yeah.
turns. It was snowing like a bitch. And then you get on top and it's a Sonic up there. That shit was so funny, bro. Like,
It's no so much in the north. You just like if you don't know what you're doing, man, you just die.
I was scared. I said, dude, people can't drive like this. It was a truck pulled over.
It's still the fucking wilderness, man. In 2020, if you break down the wrong place, man, in Arizona, man, you could fucking die, man. You could.
I said you can drive off the mountains easy. There's no guard.
Yeah, it happens all the time. It happens. Yeah.
That's why they got airbags, dude. That's what airbags are for. Airbags.
I'm never driving through the mountains again.
I stay alert as fuck when I'm driving through northern Arizona, where it's especially mountainous.
I got an awesome mountain story before we go, dude. We went to Mount Evans, Colorado. Look it up. It's a scary. I got a video. I'll show you guys one day. Straight up, no guardrails. Just you're describing 14,000 feet. I hit the vape pen the whole way, dude. It was awesome, man. It was like
crazy. I can't believe you're still alive.
Fuck yeah, man. All right, that's all the time we got today, guys. No thanks to Don with the shitty connection. Thanks to Mayo and Dennis for joining us out. The regular guys, Pat and Tom. Obviously, thanks to Mr. Hurricane Peter McNeeley for the awesomest interview ever, brother. We love you. That was awesome. Join us next Friday and every Friday. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. If this is your first time watching this, subscribe, because the more subscribers you get, the better the show gets. Okay, guys? We love you. We'll see you next week. Enjoy it. Have a good weekend.
Every day.
Smoke weed every day.
And get infected.
Here we go.